Yeah, please.
Okay, let's start from here. So to build the library reference database, so we download the library jar files, and for each jar file, we build it with tx, and then we target it with stale, and then use fuzzy hash or MD5 to produce a library hash for each library, and several hash how to say. So for each library, we'll produce a library hash and a list of hash for each file.
A list of hash for each file in
So-
the library.
So so for a library, we will have a list of class files. So to get the library hash, we will like combine these files into a single file and then produce one single hash. It's called the library hash, and the file hash is a list of hash. So each hash is for one file.
So you combine all the hashes into one hash, you mean?
I combine all the files first and then hash it.
But what is the order in which you combine?
The order I use the class name like this one. Okay. So like the library Google S. So I will use the
Name of
the name, like this name will be
Fully qualified.
Yeah, will be the full name.
Path, including the path.
Yes, and I will sort this so the class name.
Okay, this is called as fully qualified class name.
Okay.
With including the package and other details. Okay, so you sort all the class files based on their fully qualified name, and then merge all of these class files into one big huge file and take a hash out of it. That is what is called as the library hash.
Yes.
That is referred to as the canonical hash in the duet paper.
Yes.
Okay, that is canonical hash, and after that you have individual files. You make a list of the file names, and for each file name you will have a hash. So how do you make a database? What is the entry for one library in your database?
It's like
Can you show us how your database will look like?
so.
Okay, yeah.
This is the I have two files. One is for library hash and one is for file hash.
So there are two databases.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is what?
This is the library hash. So this library, I use the this is the library name,
Okay.
and this is the DX version.
DX version, yeah.
DX version. And
Okay, build tool version, not the
build tool
DX version.
Okay, build tool version.
Okay.
And this is this file is corresponding to the DX options. So
This is NL is what?
NL is no locals, and the NL is no optimized and use local. We have two options. One is no locals, and one is no optimized.
Okay.
So I use
NL means no locals and NO means no optimization.
No. N here means no optimized, and L means we don't use the N local hierarchy. Actually, it's here. Oh, okay. Actually, it's no locals, and NO is no optimized, and NOL is no optimized and no locals.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So this is the file hash.
So for InmaB, there has to be 3 versions, but I can see it's a little confusing. InmaB version 19.0.0 underscore NL is there, but how about version 19.0.0 NO and version 19.0.0 NOL?
and error is
Okay, it's down there somewhere, right?
is
Okay, so you made
and
for
okay.
every single version, for every optimization possible, you actually make
Library hash.
yes, library hashes, which means like for each library there will be 3 versions for one build tool. The build tool and then NL, NO, NOL. This 3 will happen for every build tool version for every library. So if I have 20 build tools, then if I have 2 libraries, then the total entries in your database will be 2 times 20 times 3.
4 because I can use I don't use no
Anything.
locals yes.
So in that case, there will not be any suffix, third suffix will be missing.
Yes.
Okay, so like the one that you show there. Okay, so 2 times 20 times 4.
Yes.
That many entries will be there in your canonical file digest database.
Yes.
Okay.
And this one the key name is the same as how we use in the library digest.
Yeah.
And this is a list of
Individual file hashes, but
I
what's
didn't keep track of the class names here.
what hash is this? Is it fuzzy
Fuzzy
SSD?
hash.
SSD. This is the SSD value
Is
for every individual
file.
file. But the name of the class file which produced this hash is not saved in your database.
Yes, because in our implementation we didn't care about the class name. We calculate the hit rate. So
Okay.
you
Go ahead.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the presentation. So we build the library reference database.
Okay.
So then we perform library detection against the reference database.
Yes.
So similarly, we didn't an app and we target it with the same tool and the same options
Okay.
and to produce the class files, and then we hash it. In the DOE paper, we get both the library hash and file hashes, and we check against the database.
Okay.
So, but in my representation, I didn't calculate the library hash for the apps. I only use the file hash.
Can you say this again?
So in my representation, I check only with file hash, but not with library hash.
Why? Because there is a possibility that your library hash will also help you to detect libraries, and also it will be quick.
I think
What's the reason we didn't do
I think
this?
when I implement the library hash is very very close to we stop the implementation of do it. So at first we didn't use any library hash. This function is added very very late.
Okay.
So
But actually, by right, we should go to the library hash first, and then the file hashes, right? But why was our design so different?
because you know we let me talk about the criteria used in the implementation. So in all this one, so we will use the hit rate of file hashes. So like if the Google Ads have 200 hash values
Okay.
to files, we in this apps we have 140 hits. So we concluded this application use this library. So we ignore the package name, we ignore the class name.
Wait. Let us say your APK contains 1,000 class files. It may be from Google, it may be from other libraries, it may be from the source code. Okay. So you take these 1,000 and go to your database and observe that out of all these 1,000, you have 140 hits for the Google library. So maximum hit that can happen for Google library is 200. So you conclude that 140 out of so many files, I have 140 matches. So which is 70% of 200. And that is how you conclude that this application contains Google ad library, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the difference will be talked about in later.
So-
Okay, my question is like, there are so many files, right?
Yes.
Do you actually check files which are present inside the same package? Because these 140 files may come from different locations, and they may have it is quite possible, like, 10 files from every package actually makes a hit or something like that. Or do you enforce that all these have to lie in the same sub branch? At least that kind of enforcement is there. Do you understand my question?
Yes.
This is
The
very, very
message-
relevant.
Yes, but it's not implemented.
So you actually don't care about where the class file occurs in the hierarchy. You just take the class files and compute the hashes.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
So it's unnecessary to use a fuzzy hash, right? You can use a traditional hash.
Yes, traditional hash also can, but the hit rate is quite very low. Another point is, how do you calculate the hit? What's the score that you take as hit? Because the fuzzy hash
Yeah.
will produce,
But similarity,
yes,
I take the similarity greater than 80.
so that threshold is 80
Yes.
and the number of hits is 70%.
Yes.
Okay, so you did not mention that here, or do you mention it later?
Later.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
So this is the procedure. And let's come to not implemented.
What is not implemented?
The library hash.
Oh, okay. Yes. What is R? Same library digest R.
Oh, so in do it, you will first check the library hash.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if
I
the same
know.
library hash, I don't need to
Yeah.
check the file hash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Faster.
yeah.
So
means-
you mean to say you can do the first step or the second step?
So if the same library hash or if the library hash is different, we check the hash.
Okay. Yeah. Then
So let's come to the execution.
I think one slide behind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this script, I have 4 scripts here. And I have 4 scripts here.
Okay. So this is your GitHub stuff.
No, I copy it from the GitHub. I mean, this file is not in the GitHub repository. But I
Well,
just
you can
copied
check
it.
in them also, right? For demo,
It's the same.
it's the same.
Not the same. I comment some like DS options to speed up the demo.
Okay, you make one more folder and then you just put all these files later also, because just for integrity. They may be duplicated, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So these files. So these files will be used to build the reference database.
Okay.
So for to run this script, we need the library that contains we need the directory that contains the database.
Wait. Can you just specify for every single file, or what is the input for the script lib, and what is the output, and what is the purpose of that particular script? Can you just say these 3 things? Script lib. What's the input?
So the first input is the root directory that contains all the library folders.
Okay.
And the second is the root directory to store all the double reverse engineer libraries.
Which means retargeted.
Yes.
Retargeted libraries. Okay.
Yes. And
Absolute path of and build tools directory. Okay. Absolute path of the checksum database for files and also for libraries. So this particular script is going to produce the database.
yes.
So the output of the script is the database. The input of this script is the library and the folders where you want to hold the data, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So come to execution.
Okay, yeah. Can you show us the inputs first? Yeah, the one that you are going to send it and where it is going to place and all those things.
So this is the first input.
Okay.
Is the directory that contains the libraries. So I have also subdirectories.
Oh, so you can put all of them at once.
Yes, I can build the library database.
Okay, in
As
one
a
shot for all libraries, for all files.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this folder is to hold the retarget
Okay.
libraries, and this folder build tools. I don't put all the versions here just to speed up the process. I only put 2 versions here.
Okay, 2 build versions. So how many ever build tools are there in that folder? That many different hashes will be produced. That many versions of build tool hashes will be
Yes.
produced. Okay, fine. Can you go to the input? Input is the jar files. Okay, but these jar files may contain multiple class files, right? So
Yes.
how do you create the database for individual class files? You take this name, the name that you put here,
Yes.
but the same name can be there for multiple versions of that library. So how do you distinguish them? So Google Ads may be version 1 and also Google Ads may be version 2. So it is our responsibility to rename them differently, right?
Yes. So we need to
So
change
we
the
need to
name.
distinguish it somehow, and then the same name will be used in your JSON, which represents the dictionary, which represents the database.
Yes, we need to change the name here. Maybe
Okay.
add the version number here.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Yeah. This is a shell script.
Yeah, it's a shell script.
Okay. Probably you
then-
can name it with .sh.
And
Extension.
then this is the directory
Input.
the libraries, and
And this is where you hold your retargeted files.
and this one is the build tools,
Okay.
and then we have database. So the name will be maybe db fast database, and then maybe db. Yes. So it's following the build and the target.
So it will internally take the jar files and then make an APK and then retarget it by using dar and then build the database. So the output will be just the
And the output, maybe the output is here. So this is the library.
okay, so you mentioned 2 different versions of build tools. So we have for Google Ads 21 point something and Google Ads 19 point something and Amazon Ads 19 point something, 21 point something. Okay, so fine, but I'm really not sure what is the number that is representing. So it is of different length. Usually the hashes will be of uniform length,
No,
right?
no, for the hash will not be the.
Uniform length.
No, for the hash will not be.
So okay, so this is for the full library. Let's
Yes.
go to the files. Okay, so
Okay,
this
so
dictionary has how many keys?
this dictionary, how many keys?
Yes.
Here, in this one, it has 4 keys. It's the same as the.
Oh. Okay, the keys will be exactly same for the 2 dictionaries.
Yeah.
Okay, so can
Will be
okay.
the same.
Okay, so this is very good, right? So this is very clear. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah.
So you have a list of values here. There will be only one value, right? In the dblib there will be one value, and in the db files there will be a list of values for every key.
Yes.
Okay, the size of the list depends exactly on the number of class files.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
fine. Then now your database is ready.
and you can
let's-
check the retargeting class here. So
Okay.
home, removing device plus and auto class files.
Okay, so but I think after this database is created, why do we need it? We don't need it any further, right?
Okay,
We can very well delete it
yeah,
also.
very more. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes, the database is here.
Okay, so let's go to
so
detection.
Detection.
Let's
Detection. Will be less.
less.
No, the detection will not use that many.
Arguments.
Oh, again. This one I need to change.
I'm not understanding what's going on here.
Arguments are
The arguments
the,
that
the examples here is not correct. The examples here is actually the examples to build.
okay, so you have a mistake in the slide,
Yes.
and you will correct it in the demo.
Okay.
Okay.
So to perform the library detection, I only need to pass in two arguments. So the first argument is the directory that hosts the APK. So here we have two.
Okay, very good.
We can hold two.
I think the super bright LED will have many
Yes.
libraries,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So to speed up the process, I will just delete this one.
Okay. No, it's okay. Let it be there.
But it will be because the APK files will be big, so the retagging process will take longer time than the libraries.
How many minutes?
2 minutes.
Ah, okay, it's okay. But anyways, I just want to see. Okay.
Okay, so we leave it here. So then that's the second argument is the
See, but you are just okay. Please go ahead. Yeah.
the second argument is the parts of the database. So because we only use file hash, so we only pass in the file hash database.
Okay.
Yes, your question?
My question is like you are actually making use of. I think probably you go ahead in the demo, so I will ask it when.
So this is the
This is where you hold your APK, so you can detect also multiple, APKs at the same time. You can perform library detection of multiple APKs at the same time.
yes.
So your results will report for individual APKs later. Okay, yeah.
So for this,
This is the file name of your database.
yes.
Okay, fine, yeah.
So
What's this? Log.
it's the some information when we use the tail to retarget.
Okay. So you actually make a shell script which actually wraps your Python script also.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But at that time, okay.
Let me check. Oh, okay. I think I need to pass in some, maybe remove this information.
What do you mean?
So you will produce the like this.
The app doesn't use any of them.
It's because the hit rate is very low.
Does it use Amazon and Google?
It use.
But your the Duet implementation is not able to identify it. I understand, but how about the other one, Dropbox?
The one. Okay. I think because of this information, I cannot check. I think I want this again.
What did you just do? I'm not able to follow.
So because this result is far because in this command
Mm-hmm.
it will output many like information like this one.
Okay.
So the result of the Dropbox is
Oh, it was there, but it was lost. So you just remove the execution logs from the screen by commenting that line.
yeah.
Okay. So
So-
now can you just clean up everything and then just produce this? It says nothing is being used in both the libraries. Sorry, both the apps.
Yes, you can check. You can check. Actually, in my implementation, you can check the hit rate. So I
Yeah, hit rate also. That's better. You put the hit rate also. No. You just show us what is the hit rate for these non-detected cases.
Okay, you can see this one.
It is 0 versus 28.
It has some. This one has some hits. But it's not very.
So totally 28 files were there, but this hit happens for 15 files
Yes.
out of the 28. Maybe can you adjust the score from the command line? Can you adjust the score? How many hits?
Sorry.
Can you adjust the score? Because the fuzzy hash threshold you limited to 80, right? Can you make that 60? Okay, so this is where you 1 minute, can you go to the screen? Okay, so this 36th line is where you set your hit score for the fuzzy hash comparisons. Okay, so now you make it 60, and where do you change the number of hits? Number of hits. So can you make it 60 also? Okay, very good. Let's go and try it again. Okay, now you have 19 hits out of 28. So which is that's okay, but Google Ads at least should be detected by this approach, right?
Yes.
Where is the result? Can you just print that also?
Because if I commit uncomment it, and it will not produce. Okay. Let me see here. Because it will break from here. So once I check that if the miss is greater than 40%, I will just break. And if the heat is greater than 60%, I'll just break.
Can you be a little louder, because I'm not able to hear anything, and probably this will not be saved here.
Okay, so and if I want to get the exact hit rate and the miss rate, and also get the result, I need to put this tool here.
Okay, fine. This is a implementation issue, right?
Yes.
That's okay. Okay, so this result will give you all the information that we are looking for. Okay, the app does not use any library, so that is Dropbox, but Google Ads version 21 is being used. Sorry, build tools version 21 is being used in the Superbyte LED. Okay, so it concludes it doesn't use. So Google Ads hits 2 Google libraries for exactly same number of hits and misses. Probably do these 2 build tools use the same version of DX?
Actually, you can see it produces very similar results. Like you can see this. another this is not the same.
Okay, but I think this is for the full library. Even the full library seems to be exactly same, right? Can go to the other file, dblib.json, dblib. Yeah, what line 1 and line 4 of this file would say is that yes, for all the files you actually combine them and you sent it to the two different DXS, and now you have. But what were the options of compilation? They're not there.
Because I committed to speed up the process here.
Now what is the version that you're doing?
The option.
What option? No options.
And options.
So if I want NL, then I can uncomment 72, 73. If I want no, then I can comment 75, 76. NOL is 78, 79, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both the lines should be. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. So how do you control whether the library is present? Even if it hits 2 times the same library, you would say both the libraries are contained. How can you say?
I can only say for specific versions of library, for very specific configure libraries. So
now, looking at this result, what will you say? Let us go. Dropbox doesn't contain any library, so that's very clear. But how about Superblight LED flashlight? How many libraries does it contain?
It's not implementing my code, but to conclude, we can say this app use library Google Ads plus the versions of the library.
What do you mean by the versions of the library? No, what I'm asking is, let us say there are 2 different hits in terms of libraries. Now you have Google being present 2 times, right? Your report says, your result in the reported console says that there are 2 libraries present in your APK, but they happen to be the same, right? That is what we infer from your logs, which is printed on the screen. But my question is, how can you automate this without going through? Because it is misleading. It seems like we have 2 different libraries, but both of them happen to be the same because they have 2 entries in the database and both of them are hit, and that's why we get this kind of a report.
We reconstructed the database.
We have reconstructed the database, you mean?
So I mean, you reconstruct the database to like this one.
Change the means.
You put it here as Google Ads, and then under Google Ads we have the value. The value will be a dictionary. So I mean the JSON file will be a dictionary. So for each key, the value will be a dictionary, and the key of the dictionary will be all the
configuration parameters.
So when we check after we find a hit, we stop. We conclude that it was this library. But after we check all the configurations, all of the hit rate is lower than the threshold. We conclude that it doesn't use the library.
I'm not understanding.
So like.
Can you give us some example?
So like this is the library, the database. Like we have Google Ads. In Google Ads, the value is another
list of all the different versions of. It's a key. It's a key to your dblibs JSON file, right?
Sorry?
This will be the keys that are present in your dblibs.json, which correspond to the Google Ad library, right?
Yeah. So we don't. So under the Google Ads, we have a dictionary. A dictionary will be like the key can be qualified by the version of the library, like 4.4, and then the DX versions, like we don't use the build tools. We don't use the versions of the build tools. We can change it to use the DX version like 1.7, and then the combinations.
The NO, NOL, and no.
Yeah, like NOL.
Okay, so 5.4 is what? Is the Google Ads version. 1.7 is the DX version. NOL is the option.
Yes.
And what is the list? You mean you put some other list now?
So for this key, the value will be a list of.
What value will again be a dictionary? For Google Ads as the key, now you have 5.4, 1.7, NOL as key, and it will have a list of hash values.
Yes. But if you want to check the class name, you can pick as a.
But that's okay.
Not
Class name
really.
is not required.
Yes. So like this.
Let's go back to your example. What will happen in that case for you?
Then I need to change the implementation.
No. I understand. For the current problem,
Yes.
what will your solution do to it? It will say, if there is one hit, then you don't visit all the other
Yeah.
values in
So
the dictionary.
like I have another version here. Another like one maybe, and then two.
Okay, if 5.4 hits, then you are not going to check
I'm not going to check here.
1 and 2. So you break from there.
Yes.
You understand, Heaven? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
So,
this one will change, right?
yeah.
So when you just email me, you just correct this and email me, no problem.
Okay.
Okay,
And
then
so for the usage of these two scripts, the script app and the script lib, and also the usage of the Python script. I write some documentation inside inside the scripts, like here.
comments.
Yeah, and I documented. I have some comments under every method, so
The docstring for
yeah,
the
you can check.
methods.
And also
So how many Python files and how many shell scripts are there?
two Python files, two Python files,
Two
and two
shell
shell scripts. And the usage of the shell script can be found in the readme here.
Okay.
So this one is like so this one is what it's here. So
Okay.
and also yeah.
So
how to use these two scripts.
script lib is to build the database and script app is to find the library in a set of apps, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, then come to the configuration. So we write an email to the authors to ask about what versions and what options they use. So yeah, they try to get all versions of the same library. And also for the DX version, I introduced just now. They use 4 versions, but
Wait. What do you mean by need to get all versions of library? So we need to go manually to the library websites, try to get all the versions that are released so far, and build our database, right?
yes.
But if certain libraries are removed already, right?
So we need to contact the library
Vendor.
provider.
And for completeness of the method, it requires all the versions of the libraries to be present.
Yes, but actually in the do it paper, they didn't collect all the versions of all the libraries. I think they have all the versions of 4 libraries, but I don't know which 4.
I know.
Yeah.
The same thing. But actually, if it's a machine learning based method, then we don't need to expect all the versions to be present.
Because
can
machine,
use-
machine learning is not checking. Machine learning is based on the, I think it's based on the behavior of the.
Okay, you don't need to explain that part. But what I'm trying to tell is, this limitation could be circumvented if you use
Machine learning.
machine learning.
Yeah.
Right. But for hash-based stuff, you always need at least one
Yeah.
entry in the database which corresponds to the exact version that you're looking for.
Yeah.
It cannot extrapolate.
Because different versions may
Yes,
have
yes,
different
yes,
files.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the first line says that you need to get the database for completeness sake, and the second portion says they experimented with what versions? The authors experimented with what versions of DX?
1.1, 1.2, 1.6, and 1.7.
So, but we cannot build the same thing because 1.1, 1.2, 1.6 are not found in the build tools anymore.
Yeah.
So we are still able to get 1.7, 1.8, and 1.10. So we experimented with 3 different versions of DX.
Yes.
Okay,
So
is it right?
yes.
Okay.
So next is the DX options. So when we use the authors, there are many options for DX. You want to check? Do you want to check? So
Just briefly.
I need to go so I can check the DS DS tab. So there are many options.
Okay, so
Like what predictions,
debug goes.
strategies, like many other things.
I think it's very complex.
Yeah, but we asked the author and they use combinations of these two options. No locals and no optimized. So combination of these two will be 4.
4 combinations.
So it is implemented in the script.
So this comment is already addressed by you.
Yes, you just
We don't need to worry about the options anymore because you exactly follow what is suggested by the author himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What about E?
For the this is also specified by the author. The author specified dash E. Dash E means do not speak exception tables. Something.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
I don't really understand.
I also don't understand anything about that. Fine.
So in my code, it's like this. You can see there. D is decompiled. So
Yeah.
and then
So
minus,
E is the only option that you use along with DAR.
Yeah.
But I think DAR has only few options, maybe 1 or 2.
4.
Fine.
4.
Okay.
Something like this.
So the options is settled already. So we don't have any issues with respect to DX options as well as DAR options because you already addressed them both.
So we only need to worry about the library versions and the
That's okay.
Yes, then come to the code structure.
So you have 2 Python files and 2 shell scripts.
So in script lib, the script lib is actually perform the reverse engineering process
Of the jar files.
Yeah. So for each library, maybe after we create it, it should be each versions of each library, and then for each DX version, we need to calculate. We need to perform the double reverse engineering
Yeah,
for
first
4
we have to build an
combinations.
APK. What is the line where you build an APK?